draft because it's time for Wings versus Complexity and see which heroes we have for them. I actually really hope, and it's kind of a biased hope because I don't think it's going to happen, but Complexity is the one team that did it. coRMirana. Picked coRMirana in the qualifiers. They won with it.
I remember seeing a couple of coRMiranas recently too. I think it was in the qualifiers. It was mostly run to dominate the lane, to pressure the offlane a lot, and it's run very similar to like something like a gyro where you get a few levels, like you're level 7 or you're level 8, you're very strong, you TP and you rotate, and trying to get kills. And the other thing that it provides for the team is you sort of have a smoke with the hero's ultimate, like the Moonlight Shadow, so you can conserve on your smoke usage early and try to use it as a secondary way to actually catch out the enemy team.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Mirana. We saw Puppy playing a support Mirana in that previous...
Jungling? Was
jungling and like dealing with the enemy jungle and stuff like that, and Liquid beat them in 20 minutes. The Mirana didn't... I mean, he was interfering a lot early on, like he got quite a bit done, but he didn't make any kills, didn't make any ganks.
He was useless after.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very hard to do anything.
That's a support / roaming Mirana. Maybe coRMirana can do more. Yeah. I have my hopes up, but yeah, it's a very situational pick if you even want to go for it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, whatever the coRMirana does, like, there's always another core that does it better.
Yeah.
So it's hard to justify, apart from maybe some situations where you want to utilize the Moonlight Shadow to counteract something like maybe a Spectral Horn. Like, so you want to use it to deal with that. Otherwise, most of the time, I would say that there's always going to be another carry that can actually do what you're doing better.
So the really interesting thing about this draft so far is that Wings are Virtus.Pro apparently.
Yes. Now the remaining two teams that we have going up against.
Did they change the schedule?
Yeah.
I could imagine though, because Virtus.Pro just come off a loss. They are like these are the only two teams that Complexity is still playing, and they're not playing on the other stream anymore. So I can imagine Wings said, you know, we want a break, and PP said, hey, we're okay to swap because then we can go to bed earlier. And they just come off a win, so they might need less of a break because of that. So, you know, it's all for the better of the schedule, as we are still behind schedule. That we are catching up slightly to the other stream, though, by the way, which has got, right now, going on, Vega versus Secret still happening.
Right, but basically ignore all the pre-game analysis we did, because it's different teams playing.
Different teams playing!
Oh, the ice cold.
I will not make the same quote-unquote joke, which wasn't actually funny, that I did before.
So right now, basically, what's happening right now, VP opened the draft with DP, and to deal with DP, you want to have burst. So you want to instantly kill her so she doesn't get her ghosts running around killing all your team. So they have Tusk to initiate, and then Ice Blast to follow, so you make sure Death Prophet dies.
Yeah, very important, otherwise those healing heroes can just save the Death Prophet.
So basically, most of the time with Death Prophet, you want to have a defensive hero to keep her alive.
5 seconds
there's still Venge, there's still Dazzle, there's still Oracle. Like, all those heroes obviously get countered by the Ice Blast. We're gonna go for the Venge, which has much more synergy with the ultimate of DP, because you can reduce the armor of the enemy team. So even if you want to go Roshan and whatnot, it's a lot more easier compared to the Oracle and the Dazzle.
Do you think it's the carry Venge? Okay, we can't really say yet, I guess.
I think maybe with DP I would favor getting using Venge as a support more, personally. But carry Venge would obviously still work, and it's VP, you know, so
exactly.
Yeah.
Can't really count that out.
I do feel like it's a bit strange to like take your 1 and 2 position heroes in the first 2 picks.
Yeah, but Venge is a flexible hero, so it doesn't mean that it's gonna be. I mean, I understand your point. You don't want to show your 2 cores.
Yeah.
Early.
But I also understand your point, which is that because the Venge isn't guaranteed, it's not going to give away that much of a draft advantage to.
Then we'll get banned, most likely. One of those heroes that is in high contention, so the chance that it gets banned in the second phase is pretty high. Seems like Complexity have just watched Virtus.Pro against Wings. No Lycan.
Okay, so they need other pushing heroes. What do VP play?
Shadow Shaman.
Shadow Shaman.
Jakiro. Why are we not seeing Jakiro into? Tell us.
For me, the hero's issue is like, can't really pressure early. You need like some specific dual lanes to utilize the hero to pressure. That's like, he's not as flexible as like a Venge pick or a Dazzle or Sharp.
You can't walk around the map.
Yeah, you can't, and he can't gank early. That's like the other problem. Or flying hero, you know, doesn't make sense. So I don't know.
I would expect the Beastmaster maybe.
I think maybe a call Jakiro. I think it's much.
We have seen in the previous patch, Ice play a really fun Jakiro offlane.
MVP as well.
I mean, plus 7 damage now as well. You could do that even better.
And Jakiro is a hero that beats TA 1v1 mid very heavily.
Yeah, because we see TA so often.
Virtus.Pro's
Not that
turn
often.
to
Not,
pick.
not
Not that
anymore.
often.
Yeah.
That was not meant seriously, in case that wasn't clear.
But
We
complexity.
haven't seen Templar Assassin at all today.
No, I don't think so.
No.
They take the gyro, which I think is also partially a block pick.
You know, the main reason is because TA loses the lane to DP, and we see DP so many
Yeah.
games. So it's very hard for TA to show herself right now.
We see DP many times, but Death Prophet, I believe, is 0-5
10
Today?
seconds
Are you
Today?
serious?
for us. I know that it was like that about 1.5 hours ago when I saw
seconds.
Nahaz. Shout out to Nahaz for all his stats that he does throughout the day. But he tweeted about that Death Prophet was indeed 0-5 in today's games.
It definitely won for Liquid against Secret. I'll tell you
so
that.
Okay, so that yeah, like I said, it was a while ago. It was
Our
1.5
question
hours
is
ago.
answered. Sven is the carry, Bench is the support, so you want to use the swap to keep Death Prophet safe. So you're sacrificing a support instead of a core bench.
It's also really, I mean, they have a really strong push already there with the Exorcism, the God Strength.
So they need what, Chronosphere with the DP ultimate?
10 seconds remaining.
It's, I mean, it's a possibility.
They need an off lane that doesn't, need too much farm.
5
Basically,
seconds
initiate, maybe even a
remaining.
cloud would work for them. So for complexity, they are looking for possibly their mid hero.
Reserve
And I mean, I've seen them using Tusk as off laners, but recently I think they've been using it on support more. Very few teams actually use Tusk off lane anymore nowadays.
Yeah, it's mostly
It's like
support for
the same hero, even if you do it a core position or support.
So you don't think Virtus.Pro could go for Beastmaster because it's a bit needs too much farm?
Oh, it's still fine. Beastmaster doesn't need
'Cause-
too much. Just need levels, and then you're fine.
Yeah, because I think Beastmaster fits the plan really well. I think like that Necro timing could just be like, okay, death push.
Death Prophet push.
It's just that in the laning phase, I prefer to have something like Void, because Void can actually do more in laning phase against the Gyrocopter. Because like Void thrives in a situation where if the enemy doesn't have a lot of lockdown, he can't kill you in one shot or do a lot of damage. You just time walk and you laugh and haha,
Yeah.
I backtrack all your damage.
10
So like
seconds
AA plus
remaining.
Gyro is not a dual hero combination that can actually kill you.
Yeah, that's true. They got
5
bad heroes
seconds.
still.
Because when I play Void, I like to play against like AA
Those-
lanes. I'm really happy.
Virtus.Pro's turn to pick.
How about still the Visage? Oh, never mind, Lil Earth Spirit, just as dirty.
Complexity's turn to ban.
So
That's
and complexity is going for their off-lane Brewmaster, like we see Swindle on it quite a few times before this, and VP goes for Earth Spirit for Lil Surge.
They
I
both
feel like there's a
10
chance that Virtus.Pro will go
seconds
for an aggressive thing here. I mean, they've got the double stun and the silence and another stun from the Earth Spirit as well. Or is it too greedy and too tricky
Probably
to do
no.
that
They're
again?
just gonna focus because what they need to do is secure their lanes, get levels on Earth Spirit,
Yeah.
and go for that timing push they have when they have all their levels. They're just gonna group up. Basically, the plan is simple. They're gonna have Bench and Earth Spirit to keep the Death Prophet safe when she's sieging, and they have Warcry as well. All the heroes provide something in terms of defensive capabilities for the DP to make sure she doesn't die in the team fights right away.
Earth Spirit picked 4 times, won 4 times, 100% win rate.
Good
AKA
hero.
Virtus.Pro wins.
pretty good hero.
Good hero. You know?
Yes,
Yeah,
stats say so.
It's getting banned all the time against Liquid, but
Yeah.
against everyone else, apparently
10
people are like,
seconds remaining.
whatever, we'll just leave it.
So complexity actually might also do gyro mid because they are the only
5
one of the only few
seconds
teams that actually does that.
Yeah.
Like they go for the rocket. Plus,
Do you think it's good?
Reserve time.
I don't really like it, but it's their specialty. So they have a lot of burst right now to take down the
Virtus.Pro's
DP.
turn to pick.
OD plus snowball. They just need to get it right, like execution right. Snowball into Ice Blast and OD ultimate. Then the DP is like removed instantly, deleted.
Yeah. And OD was a big part of, I didn't get to see it, but Alliance, when I was watching previously, it looked like they were doing really, really well in their game against Spirit. And then all of a sudden, Spirit beat
And then
them.
they lost.
And I think it had a lot to do with the OD, which could have just like burst down a hero and...
They realized they could actually fight.
And it
And
had-
at that point, it's like, okay, we're just gonna push
It
that.
had a lot
5
of to do with the Puck dying without buyback too.
Yes.
Like he was
Okay.
just so cocky.
But he died to the OD, right?
Like he got
Reserve
Rod or Doom or something. Then he died. So
Okay,
End of
fair
story.
enough. Well, speaking of Raw, do you think Beastmaster is maybe the pick here?
yep, it's still good.
Right.
It has a lot of synergy with Zephyr. Like anything that can allow them to initiate is fine and doesn't require a lot of resources because Sven and Death Prophet would eat up a lot of the map already. So they need an offlane that they can initiate and doesn't need a lot of space. They need a space making offlane mostly.
Yeah.
Does Centaur take up too much space?
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of a DK Foes hero, but he does need a Blink Dagger, which takes a while, perhaps, too long in this patch.
Yeah, I think Centaur is probably least likely to happen. Like they need something like Beastmaster Court, or maybe even like Starladder is still open. Starladder
Yeah.
can fit very well with Death Prophet, and he doesn't need the blink as much as the
He also
Sniper.
plays. He used to play quite a lot of Phoenix. Do you think they could
Oh
pick
yeah,
Phoenix?
yeah, Phoenix.
It's quite good. Like
yeah, quite
actually,
good. Yeah, I like Phoenix.
And needs only levels. Like you
Yeah.
gotta look at a hero that only
Space
needs levels
creator.
rather
and
than.
Odie and Jar are not
farm.
really good at right-clicking the egg, and I mean,
Yeah, all the options we mentioned are really good for their lineup. Depends on how they want to play their game, what type of lanes they are looking forward to, and it's just basically how they want to plan their game. All of those picks would work for them.
I'm actually really liking the Phoenix now. I mean, you don't want to group around Exorcism, you don't want to group around like Sven or Earth Spirit's ulti.
Like Phoenix is maybe a bit more defensive, and Beastmaster is more aggressive because
Yeah.
it allows you to play. You can go in and raw instead of just Phoenix is more like you want to play a waiting game. You want to wait for the enemy to jump your core, and then you come in with the egg to counter initiate. So it really depends on how they feel they want to play the game.
And actually, given that Virtus.Pro actually like to be aggressors, maybe it is more leaning toward the Beastmaster. Like, they want to be. We saw the
10
previous game. They just want to go and push and win the game.
Take
5
matters in your own
seconds
hands
remaining.
instead of just waiting.
Yeah, which I mean, honestly, in this kind of environment where they take the Beastmaster. In this environment where games just end so quickly, you don't want to be waiting. I think unless you're LGD and you're just really confident.
Unless you're LG.
Yes.
What
Because-
timing are we looking for the teams, by the way?
I think it's more on complexity. They need to be able to win their lanes and then use because they have very good team fight. They have Gyrocopter cooldown, they have Panda split. And the Ice Blast. They need to use their ultimates and get their levels so they can actually make the defense on the towers early.
Yeah, it's usually like that in this kind of setup. Virtus.Pro want to push, so complexity needs to get good lane stage, because if they're behind when the push starts, that's it.
Yeah, basically their lineup is built around getting their levels so they can use their ultimates to defend the push.
Okay, we're gonna find out if that landing stage indeed goes well there for complexity. It is time for our second to last game, our 8th
10
game
seconds
of
remaining.
day 1 here in Minsk. So over to LD and Luminous.
Thank you very much, Shiver. Lumi, are you excited? Are you ready? We've had a last-minute switch-up in which game is happening.
Prepare for
I guess
battle.
Wayne's get a breather, but VP are not going to be an easy opponent here.
I'm excited if you're gonna be as salty as you were.
Well, they're like, I understand how you think, and I understand.
And I think
how
you're
you
great.
think. And you're wonderful too, Lumi.
Are we gonna be like that?
We're-
I don't think I
that
don't think I
panel
can keep
needs
that.
some spice. We
Yeah.
need shots. We got to get you back.
Dude,
on
we
it.
gotta walk up there, be like, no, Winter, you're
Get
wrong.
the flamethrowers and machine guns.
It's
out.
ready.
Let's go.
It's
Come on.
fueled up.
Seriously, this is not a love fest.
Yep.
This is Dota, and somebody's got to lose every game.
Every game. That is true. Other than that one time in China where
And my
they,
monitor just fell down as I said that.
wasn't there one time that like 2 teams drew a game in China? I
There
think
was
Alliance
the
involved, yeah.
WCA game last year.
Yeah.
Like it was like it was so long that the map started breaking, and then I
Yes.
think the
30
server started
seconds
lagging,
to
and the
battle.
players just decided to call it a 1-1 series and go to deciding game number 3.
We both forfeited, is what they did.
So hopefully this game will have an actual winner, and we get underway. VP, Radiant Sight, Complexity on the Dire.
Okay, no joke though. I know that we're really, really late, but I'm ready for an 80-minute game and the map starts breaking. Like, my body's physically ready for that too.
Okay.
All right.
I'm glad to hear that.
Okay.
You're healthy. You're
Yes.
ready to
The
go.
battle begins.
Sleep. The
Yes.
players did too. Swindle Melange, I had a chance to talk to him at length after game 1, and he basically attributed it to just some tilt after the way the lady stage went. They are going to engage here off the bat, but the Stormbolt is going to catch out too, and VP quickly collect first blood. 4 heroes moving forward and looking for Hanskin. This is likely a second kill if FNG can get that magic missile off. Does connect another roll forward. Lil, make it 2. Well,
The question is Complexity tilting right now? Because, that's why they lost the first map, right? Again.
yeah, I mean, that's a slightly, I would say that's a less tilting way to die than someone getting solo killed by a Satyr.
How many times are you gonna miss?
Well, I mean, he was mentioning it too, so. And then he canceled his TP back mid. Obviously not a great start.
So we do see the Complexity dual off aggressive lane again, featuring Chesty here. I don't know. Gyro, pretty good offensive hero, and once again Swindles. I think Swindles just want to play the safe lane now, so he throws his teammate in the off lane.
To paraphrase him, he said, "I'm not a very good offlane player, so I play really greedy, and my team makes space for me." It was basically what Swindle said during that break.
Oh, at least he's honest.
Yeah, and generally he does get more farm priority than most, traditional offlaners. So
That's the one thing I do really like about Swindles. Like outside the game, he's definitely not afraid to speak his mind.
Yeah, and you know, it's not like as much as he can have strong opinions. It's not like he thinks that he's a perfect player by any means.
Yeah.
So it's refreshing, honestly.
It's very good to hear these refreshing opinions, as opposed to like other players that's too afraid to share their strats or whatever. You know. I don't want to tell you.
I'm not sure if it's quite a strat, but the team does tend to play around it. So in the end, Tusk. Brewmaster, but up against a very tanky hero in the Fen with Avenge backing him up.
I imagine
Not an easy kill lane.
no one's really gonna kill each other, especially if Swindle gets like an early stick in the side shot.
Oh, not again. We're gonna see more aggression here from VP. No dire vision of this one.
Yeah, it's an easy rolling, right? It depends if Limp's gonna use
There's
this.
the roll.
Okay, then. Well, at least Astral.
Siphon. Oh, does that go through Astral? I guess so. Oh, keeps on sucking. And now the shard trap.
Okay.
Well done. And meanwhile, top lane looks like Swindle may go down. Does he have any evasion? No, doesn't look like it. G gets the trade in the mid lane, but ends up being a 1 for 2 around the map.
At least Limp didn't die. Like he's on a hero that cannot afford to die, at all. Not exactly. Yeah, worse than DP coming back.
Oh yeah, definitely. At least, I guess you have a tiny bit of AoE from the OD, but it's not very real.
Hey, Astra herself in the middle of a creep camp.
Easy gold.
Hope to hit a couple of creeps.
Oh, Brewmaster getting good farm, Gyro getting good farm, but all three of VP's cores off to a hot start. Bounty Rune, grab off the what's up by the Earth Spirit?
I think Complexity has that kind of lineup where you're allowed to go behind, you know, 5 AGO or so, and you still come back, and that's kind of what we saw, right? When Complexity was losing the early game in the last map they played. Once Brewmaster gets the Blink Dagger running, now you even have Call Down to back it up. You have such an insane team fight. You can't just follow the
But not on mid once again, Limp. Oh, out, and there's the snowball, gonna dodge the rolling boulder. Maybe they've got a chance now. Hanskin though being pursued as the Death Prophet works her way in. Another nuke about to cool down. It looks like he's gonna tank it, and yeah, Hanskin will go down. But just managed to save Limp on the OD. And it was a 3-hero rotation as well.
Pretty good stuff. They got a support. And Swindle's getting a ton of levels up top and then farm, so he's good. He's good.
Melee on melee. Generally, this is a matchup the Brew will be quite happy with.
Yeah. I am surprised the lack of Orb of Venom in this melee to melee. There's a lot of...
Yeah, actually that is quite odd.
Yeah, especially on the Brewmaster, right? You couple your slow with the clap and...
And if he tries to trade with you, then he's often missing, and you're not always going to have something to cleave onto.
Exactly.
From.
It's good.
I would like to see a nuke. I guess Swindle's going to just rush for those bigger items here. Profit off to a good start. 24-6 has had a lot of help in the lane, and it has been rewarded with a very early farm.
This is the most annoying thing about a hero like Earth Spirit. Like, you know he's there. You're just standing in the river. But you actually can't go in the lane.
If you don't have a ward on him, you know he's can't be your lane.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much how it goes.
And if you go in the lane, you just die. So, very few heroes in Dota could do what Earth Spirit is doing, right?
Really using his fog well here at the nighttime phase. So just out of vision is Pitmuckle showing us. And is also camping mid. So it's a 2v2. Definitely VP the aggressors, and they are going to kick onto Hanskin. Now the Exorcism gets deployed. He's going to roll back to the creep wave, but in doing so, they open up the tower to a lot of heavy harassment.
Alright, so interesting is that G is actually leveling up Siphon. Most of the DP I've seen today is leveling at the Crypt Swarm.
The Crypt Swarm first.
So I wonder what was the kind of the thinking process in terms of why he's leveling at the Siphon in this game.
Use the Siphon as the OD Astral goes, and we'll back off. Exorcism about to end low with a very short roll. Does get blocked out, but again the Siphon's going. B, as he overextended here, may end up going down to the Orb auto attacks. A lot of damage coming out. Has another Siphon, has the stick charges, but Swindle's hot in pursuit. If he could just run him down, he's got the ultimate. Don't tell me that G is just gonna walk away. There's the roll, brings in the entire squad, but they're still out of range. There's the charge. G's gonna just wiggle around them, and then silence there, but finally they get the banish off with that. There's the setup stun onto Swindle. He heads to the north, he's getting the Siphon again. They just can't kill this Death Prophet. The Ghost Lady is too spooky for Complexity. Turns with the nuke. Hanskin tanking some heavy damage. Creeps are even here. He's already journeyed around the world and back again. Magellan ain't got nothing on G. and it looks like he will walk away scot-free after leading 3 complexity heroes on a merry goose chase literally
Dire's
halfway
top
around the
tower
map.
is under attack.
All right, that's okay.
I think that's tilting, Lumi. That is tilting.
Meanwhile, it looks like FNG and DK Phobos chain Suns imperfectly, but gets a kill. Anyways, good stuff there.
I just want to see an instant replay of that chase.
Yeah, I do too. Although it might be too long to fit in one instant replay. Z-Freak gets rolled on, gets stunned up. He's also gonna go down. Nice access being hit up. Hey, okay. No, they got him.
All right, let's see if Lo can get out. Hanskin has the snowball ready.
Roll him.
Dire's
Has it? Roll him. Has it?
35. Roll him.
Oh, there you go. He's got the vision, and one more right click will finish the job. But Exorcism already out, and G again going to work with the Siphon. Just gonna run down Chessy, kills off the gyro. This Death Prophet has already gotten utterly out of control.
See, games like this which me think that, you know, why don't we see Siphon max more, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely a much more situational thing, but
Well, it feels like a lot of the effectiveness has come down to the Earth Spirit's rotation.
Yes.
Like, if there's not a really strong ganking support who's making great plays, then maybe it's not effective.
yeah, when you're making those dives happen, like if you have a support Spirit Breaker or if you have a Dark Serum team like surge you in, just max Siphon, man. It's just so much more damage.
It really is. I'm becoming a believer every past few moment this game, at least. But maybe they can finally get some vengeance. G, beautiful charge trap there by Hanskin, buys them some time. The
Hey, Siphon.
slowly come out, and well, see you later. Hanskin still wants to party. He's a little mad that he wasn't invited, but he just walks away. And
Siphon.
actually is gonna turn.
Oh, he doesn't
Doesn't have the mana. Oh no, actually he does.
Yeah. But maybe he just got the charge back.
Yeah, he may have just gotten it. Looks like it just... Still, while this was happening, VP were not laying idly. They have been pushing in top, FNG grabbing the casual Bassi. I mean, there is a Sven and a Beastmaster in this game. I feel like it's just been the Death Prophet show, but they have a lot of other strong pushing heroes getting their early levels in farm.
Yep. You know, it looks like they're gonna set up a gank here. Magic Missile lay things out, and maybe Beastmaster Roar. That should be
First stun
kill.
connects, Swindle, now the roll comes through, a follow-up stun, and then the silence,
Yep.
kick back, and kicked back to the well, back in the end. So,
And that's an important kill considering that I think that's the only way that Complexity is gonna make a comeback.
it's the Blake Dagger.
Yeah.
And maybe the Ice Blast, which perhaps we're going to see G surrounded by 3 heroes and just sucking away. ODO committed. Okay, fine. They killed the little bugger. My god, that was way harder than it should have been.
Can we see a turn here? Silent out of mana at this point. A good Ice Strike should get the kill.
Take down to Earn.
No, he's
Charged.
yeah, barely gonna
Survive
survive
the catch. Silent may also drop to the call down. VP spicing it up here, giving up their 2 biggest cores.
All right, Gyro's also in the game.
Quick succession.
You know, yeah, I've just been watching the DP game, and none of these heroes really matter. It feels like.
It's taken such big commitment though from Complexity. In good news, they have Ice Blast. This could be a game changer.
Yep. This was Complexity's first pick, which I found it extremely surprising.
I guess you see the Death Prophet, you're like, oh, they might be running a pretty heavy push strat. You know, let's get counter push nice and early.
Yep.
But do you feel like they have the lineup to really take advantage of the Ice Blast?
I mean, it definitely shuts down Siphon, right?
That's true.
Or at least the healing aspect of it.
Assuming you hit it.
Yeah.
Setup is, I would say, mediocre.
Yeah.
Snowball shards and clap.
Tornado Ice Blast, you know?
Yeah.
You
I guess
gotta
that works.
dispel it, you know?
Technically, that does work.
Yeah. Right. Little rolling in here, Swindle. Can he get off the? No, he can't.
They can't afford
What?
to
He's
Swindle
actually being
again.
healed up. Snowball.
This might be a turnaround. Silent not able to finish him off, and now Silent gets trapped. The OD's even joined the fight, and well, because the entire team is busy trying to deal with Silent, they blast him off the map with an Ice Blast, but it comes at the cost of a brew split, and oh, they need a little bit more. They want low, but he's already gone. Rolls away with the boulder, kicks one back, and then all the while the other boulder hunts him down, but he won't make it up.
All right. What is OD turning the staff of Wizardry into?
In Atos? What do you think?
They need a force against that Siphon and the Sven, right?
Could be a force.
The Beastmaster Roar is. You want to force against that?
I think Pip Knuckle is tilting too.
Yeah.
This game is tilting for many people.
It's hard to, you know, Tomoko, I feel bad. It's hard to keep up with like a game like this where there's so
Dire's
much
top tower has
random
fallen.
stuff happening.
I mean, you've gone soft.
I got
In
soft.
your old age.
Yeah.
Lumi, I used to know, would have like ran up there, thrown him out of the building, said, "Don't come back, pack your bags."
Oh,
I like Brennan, man. Group hug.
girl, you're great. I think you're good.
You're wonderful.
Alright.
Dire's bottom
Sven has
tower
gone into
is
the
under
Dominator
attack.
build, and you can see he's stacking ancients over on the Radiant side. It hasn't been a whole lot of downtime, as the score's already 13-6, but tried to make a move on him. He will successfully escape. Yeah, big ancient stack building up. So VP, just every Death Prophet ult for a big team fight. Is that pretty much the game plan here?
I mean, I don't feel like they even need a Death Prophet ult. It feels like if they get a good pick, they could chase for more.
Biggest issue is still no blank on the Brew.
Yeah.
And that was your safe lane farmer. Like, he's their least farm core now after all the deaths.
He's probably gonna die here again. He's farming very aggressively. He does have a little bit of backup, but Beastmaster Roar goes on Chessie. Necro
That
Blood.
book. It's enough.
not
I
gonna be
think.
enough.
Close, very close before. Melee creep marching in, trying to finish the job, and Phobos so far is fine. Jukes the creep. And
No Michael
the
skills.
warrior gives up.
Yeah.
Dire's
That
bottom
warrior
tower is under attack.
Ruin the towel.
I know he's being chased and all, but you know. Alright, Limp is fine, I think. No, that's a stun, that's a silence. Where's. Oh no, he misses! It doesn't matter.
No ball coming through, and Death Prophet ult already going. Has the Yule Scepter ready. Complexity forced to back away. Handskin caught out, will be finished off. G working his way right through the Brewmaster split, who's now
Oh, he's dead.
in a headlong retreat, and he gets fought back in.
Yep.
He walks right into their team. There's the Siphon.
Hey, they gotta win
The
this fight.
ultimate GG.
buyback.
No cooldown here. So they have to do it just with right click. Silent. Walking onto Lift, drops the hammer, but the hammer actually has a rubber cover.
I'm
It just bounces off.
I like that a lot. I'm expecting a GG call because they just dive back to OD.
This is looking beyond brutal.
Yeah. So, you know the sickest thing about Siphon is, oh, by the way, it also gives you sight. So, you cannot try to juke his trees when you're being siphoned. As I believe the Brewmaster or somebody, Gyro, tried to do that. Alright, the fight is still happening, by the way. Silent's gonna probably die here. I say that though, he's just walking away. He finally goes down to the Ice Shard.
I just see a constant stream of complexity heroes walking and dying at this point.
Yes.
20 to 10. It's almost 1,000 gold advantage per minute being accrued right now by VP.
And
I mean, where do you really chalk it up to? Is it just the lane mid with the constant ganks from Earth Spirit?
It's just this like Earth Spirit plus
Death Prophet.
Siphon stuff.
I don't even feel like the OD did anything wrong. Really. Like, you have to sit in the lane.
Yep. Maybe it's complexity needed to rotate a hero there to help out.
Maybe they needed a. Did they have a ward at the beginning? I don't think so.
No.
Maybe they needed
didn't.
to ward a bit more, but honestly, Earth Spirit just comes in from so far away that you're almost bound to get caught anyway.
It's oftentimes they know the Earth Spirit's there, but it's like, what are you supposed to do? Not farm? I think you need a.
Especially on OD, it's not like it's a hero you can sack.
You need just somebody to babysit him as. The thing is, like, A is not the best babysitter, and Tusk, I think he was there half the time. He also wasn't really doing that much.
Maybe just not banking on the level of aggression.
Maybe you just ban Earth Spirit.
After seeing at least versus certain teams, the MMY Earth Spirit absolutely ridiculous as well.
I mean, look at little of this game. Like, it's.
Yeah. The top Earth Spirit players seem to be just winning games almost single-handedly for their team. FNG get rolled on. They actually had a ward scouting the smoke, but I don't think they were looking.
When you say top Earth Spirit player, like, I just like find that as a Kappa statement, because
Jarex?
No, because like the hero's so broken. Like, how can you not be a top?
Okay, but there's a difference between a good one and a great.
Okay, so the fact that he missed,
like Tusk last patch.
Fair, yeah.
Like Tusk would still be a good pick, but some teams are just
You have 11s, you have your Jiraxes.
Right, like it's like the 11 just single-handedly throwing E-home on his back so many times. Oh, they're stealing the Ancients. This is ugly.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not saying that, you know, our spirit is only good if you're absolutely masterful.
I feel like Earth Spirit is dispatched Tusk, except a little bit stronger. because he could single-handedly make those ganks happen, like in the mid lane, and
Yeah.
he could roam around so effectively. The first split happened because of Earth Spirit as well.
But I saw some Earth Spirits earlier today that really didn't get anything done. Like, but that's the thing, is even if you have a bad start, he could still be hugely impactful later on.
I think like we gotta keep in mind that this is the beginning of the patch, right? As maybe the patch rolls around for a couple more weeks where these players are practicing their Earth Spirit, I think the hero is strong enough to warrant a ban.
Likely, I imagine there will be at least one balance patch before the major.
Yeah.
So I think there's what?
Oh, I hope so.
MDL in a week or so, and then that's pretty much it before the major. So that gives
Man, it's so fast.
Valve like a couple weeks to figure out what they want to do.
Radiant's
Things are
bottom
happening so
tower is
fast.
under
We're all
attack.
getting old. Complexity is losing this game.
You're getting soft. We're all getting old.
I'm not getting soft.
Oh.
This is only day one. I'm saving the flamethrower for
Dire's
the
middle
main
tower
stage, you
is
know?
under attack.
Or maybe tomorrow.
With the amount of ice and snow and general cold
Radiant's
here,
bottom
you're gonna need some extra fuel, Lumi.
Radiant's bottom tower
Keep us all
is
warm.
falling. Dire's middle tower
Just marching
has
down the
fallen.
top lane. Death Prophet ult available. Aether Lens, the grab from G.
Make that siphon better.
That is a great Death Prophet item. Saw it earlier today. Absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't seem like that crazy, but then you see it in action, and my god, there's no escape.
Dire's
It's like
middle
it
tower is
reminds
under
me of
attack.
last patches, like the glimmer on the Leshrac. It's like what? It's a little bit weird, but you know. And then you see the Leshrac running at you.
Oh, he
they
goes
had
for
like
the blade,
3
then
responses.
Greedier clap, gets silenced off the bat. Does manage to survive for the time being, but it comes to the cross of the OD, and Chessie gets forced back anyway. The damage coming out from VP, absolutely immense. They have managed to pop the bruise, but Silent will drop this. The kick magnetized back and forth, and seems that's it. Lil now on the run. The ult's still going fairly strong here from the Panda, but it's going to wear off, and they don't have a whole lot of follow. The magnetize continues. They will manage to secure an additional kill and hands on the Tusk, and that's the big Blink Dagger initiation. Another kick up the hill. You question Lil Hardy, you softy, and just proving you wrong.
My god, that was so fast reaction on the silences.
Yeah.
And then I think
That silence Yules, they were ready.
yeah.
And he tried for the clap, which VP are just they were never going to let that happen.
Dire's middle tower.
And that's the
has
game,
fallen.
right? Like, you just lose racks and you just lose the game here.
Dire's
Because I
middle
don't think
barracks
Complexity
are
has a lineup that could come back from a racks deficit.
I am averaging like 20-minute games right now for the last two.
Yeah.
If this one ends soon.
Well, we did see the game where, you know, against Secret, VP was ahead early as well. So, if we
Could
hold
be a
that thought,
turnaround. That's a nice, well-placed call down. And FNG with the swap gets G also caught
Ice
out.
Blast.
Ice Blast is gonna connect, but the Yule Scepter was deployed. Actually, might allow them to set up for round number 2. They're
There
turning it
you
on
go.
G.
There you go.
VP have gotten overeager. They get punished.
that's a funny kick.
Still, Death Prophet is 5k up on the enemy gyros.
Roche
They'll
is
need
up.
a little bit more to get back.
I mean, they're going to get Aegis on top of this. And do you give it to Swindles here so he could blink and clap, put out a lot of havoc, and then ult on the second life?
I think you just only get one first split. I think you give it to one of the carries.
Okay.
I think Swindles just has to be like it's just you got to get the ult off, you know,
Yeah.
rather than
Just blink ult instead of blink clap. Although, I felt like they reacted so fast that he couldn't
that
cast
particular
any.
one was
Yeah.
just VP quick reactions, but in general, like they have a lot of ways to punish you when you try
Yes.
for the clap.
I mean, the split animation is actually so long.
Yeah, like you can easily get a magic missile off, the Earth Spirit kick or silence, the
Yeah. The
roar
silence.
even.
The silence is pretty instantaneous, right? Like
Yeah,
on the
it's very
pullback.
quick. And they'll sweeping around. If he wants to go for the backstab here, it's right as the Earth Spirit kicks after Hanskin, who's up on the cliff, and that is going to jump away. Swindles engaging in the river. Perhaps this is the big turnaround complexion. Wait for it. No! They walked into Silent and its Sword of Destruction. That is going to hurt. Lil might get picked off here, though, on the Earth Spirit, but Silent for now survives. The gyro's down.
Dire's
They have
bottom
lost
tower
2.
is under attack.
I just can't believe how much damage suspended. We've hardly even seen him engaging in these fights. Now hunting the Earth Spirit, or the Earth Panda down, I should say. Well, the Earth Spirit's busy cleaning up Complexity. Can he blink out of time? Does manage to sweep away, but Silent there on the chase.
Yeah, he's
Swindle's dead.
Yeah.
That looks like a really good initiation from Complexity up until they grouped up on top of Silent.
Yeah. I mean, they ran into Sanity's Eclipse and a call down and is still on the fight through the Panda
Is under
ultimate.
attack.
But I don't know how Complexity can win fights anymore. I guess you could find VP one by one and get them, but
And they're itemizing in a way where Complexity are going to be hurting a bit for the damage here. We're seeing a BKB coming out for the stun. G's just tanking up. SNG, perhaps even getting into a pipe.
the cooldown's driving them away. Silence dropping very low. How long was Ice Blast down for?
It's too long.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, aggressive maneuver here by the Beastmaster. Does, I guess, scout out Complexity, but we'll end up going down still. They're going to look to jump in low, get the kick, the pull back, and the silence. Limp wants to turn this, and I'm not sure if VP are actually going to take this fight. Death Prophet.
Just silent.
Getting the Soul Siphon off currently. It will kill the Gyro, and Complexity is going to back away for the moment. Do they want to engage even further in? See? Shooting now.
So, the new way
Very
to
chaotic fight.
ult with Sanity Eclipse is a little bit different now, right? Like, I think what you're supposed to do is hit a couple of times, accrue a couple of int, and then drop your ult towards the latter half of the fight
Yeah.
to clean up. But the way I feel like, at least in the last fight, Lim just drops at the beginning of the fight, which really limits their damage output. So I'm not sure whether he wanted to use that burst initially to do a quick wombo combo with call down. But towards the the result of the fight is it felt like they didn't have enough damage.
It seems like they're almost he's pressured into using it too early because of how quickly VP killed them.
Yeah,
they just have
that's
so much
fair.
damage from the Death Prophet.
You might just die before even using
Yeah,
a spell.
you wait for all those orb procs and you may just end up dying.
Big combo swap into immediate stun and silence.
Snowball there, but it is going to get dragged back. The Venge in the tree line, and
Oh!
FNG, nice blink away, but the Wave of Terror finishes him off. A Hawkeye in the tree line. Sven is BKB now, VT on the back of that may look for some more objectives. Tier 2 bottom.
Dire's
Just
bottom
fall
tower
here, and then
is under
the
attack.
question is, when break the plate?
Ow.
Save the ult. Seems they are.
Let's go.
Yes.
Dire's bottom
For
tower has fallen.
Complexity, if VP half their way.
We go
You see
for
Swindle
us.
in the mid lane, desperately
Radiant's
pushing
top
this out,
tower
but
is under
doubling.
attack.
a retreat. Still though, you can tell like Complexity, they're just pulling out all the tricks just to get these lanes slightly out of their side of the map.
I don't know. They took down one T1 tower this year.
Groups might do more than the team.
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
They get the range racks. Retreating out a little bit, G.
Radiant's
Gonna
top
re-engage,
tower is
and
fallen.
there is a glyph.
Dire's structures
It's
are
rather
falling.
early in the fight. Swindle also looking to engage, but he gets thrown up in the air. G has the silence available, does get it off on Swindles. The boulder kick, not quite gonna connect.
Okay. You know, they're just buying time, waiting out the DPO. Maybe they go soon.
Hasn't been the best ultimate as far as like raw damage output from G, but the tail end of it here. Now he's really getting onto the melee racks. The Necro going to work too. The Boar even wants to join the fray, and they do get their first lane of racks. So a nice win for VP. Swindles again. It's gonna take a snowball save to bring him out of this one, but a lot of damage from the Fender just falls them on the back line. Gives them the sword. He's gonna kill off the Fire Panda and maybe even the Earth Panda. Wind walking, trying to get the hell out of there. Handskin trapped over on the side, tanks the Siphon, gets silenced up as well, and Silent continues hacking away. We'll bring down Z-Freak, might bring down Swindle too. Where's the evasion when you need it? He needs more. Run, Swindle. No escape. EP just squishing Complexity beneath their boot. This is ugly.
Oh man, Complexity reminds me of the old Cloud9 where like they're so emotional as a team where
You can just see the frustration building
Yeah.
up. And
they have the good strategies, they have, you know, good thoughts, but and they have moments where they like, oh, how did they win that fight?
Dire's
they've had two
bottom
games now
tower
where I felt like they never really got to play a straight up game.
The game that they wanted to play, the game that they
Exactly,
drafted,
like
yeah.
avoidable deaths, frustrating beginning, and you know, then it did seem like they made a lot of mistakes that you don't always see out of the squad, and perhaps it's, you know, tiredness, perhaps it's just frustration, hard to say. But
Well, it doesn't end, right? There's one more game after this. They have to play the Spirit? No, Wings. They have to play
Wings, which was supposed to be the game right now.
Right. Probably.
And there's the GG. VP continue their march here in Group B. They look solid in Starladder Season 13. Complexity, on the other hand, they've got issues.
Yeah, they do. Hopefully they ban Earth Spirit, because definitely Wings will be picking that one up as well. Earth Spirit now improves to be 5-0.
So you think they're a spirit more than the Death Prophet?
I think it's a combination of both. But Earth Spirit is a hero that really allows you to snowball as hard as G did.